Why are you hitting Leona? She's tanky. To her build. I don't understand this clicks back. Why do you click back? Here on if you
As
didn't
I'm tanking the wave.
and I'm not gonna one shot you, right? In your game sense, you saw no other possible play than going in now because this is like out of your game sense, out of your reach. You're not thinking that far ahead. Ooh, that's bad positioning. If Saya was a human, you get better here. Look at where you stand. I don't know why she didn't press E. So see, now you didn't get the crash. See how bad that is? If you had let that wave push to you, then the Maokai wouldn't even be able to come bottle to do anything. Basically, Lucian Q early does very little damage. Auto attack does more. Like, not more 1 auto, right? But just auto attacking is more DPS. So if you just Q the minion now, then flash double shot, and then one more auto, she dies. But instead you like flash auto attack Q. So when you're stuck in the animation of that Q, now she gets out of your range because you would if you.
Yeah, that was bad.
I don't understand this clicks back. Why do you click back? Here on if you
As
didn't
I'm tanking the wave.
and I'm not gonna one shot you, right? You have potion and cookie tick. That like offsets the wave damage.
I think it's because I have cleanse and Zaya's barrier. That's why I walked back, I think.
No, but I mean when Brom came into the picture here. This click back, look at your mouse here. Why would you ever click back here? See where Brom is?
Yeah.
Again, flip it. If you're the Saya, do you think you ever win this? If Lucian just
No.
stays melee? Right, never, right? Because Brom stuns you, this would be a free flash and barrier. Saya. Click here, this is where you should be walking. Right? As soon as Brom walks up. Imagine that, despite Leona losing both summoners, and despite Saya losing all of her HP, she will still get the 2 full waves without missing a single minion. That's the illegal part, right? You did all the hard work, which is like winning the trades, but you're still gifting her the whole wave. Why? Because of that auto-attacking earlier. If you didn't do that, she would be missing some of these, okay? Plus, by the way, there is one world in which this would be good. Like, in what world this would be a good idea, what you're doing right now? Like this wave crushing the 2 waves?
What?
If your jungler was like level 3 or 3 camp diving bot, right? If you had a least jungle and she started bot and was pinging on my way, then this would be good, right? But you have a full clear jungle that will never in a million years skip and come dive this, right? He's too far away anyway. The other world in which this would have been a good play is if your jungler was invading. So if you had a Nidalee that started bot and was invading down the enemy blue, then this would be good as well. So here's like a quick tip. The more minions you crash under the enemy tower, the more amount of seconds you can leave the lane for. As in, if you crash only 1 or 2 minions, you have only like, a couple of seconds to leave the lane and come back before you get a last hit again. But if you crash like 2 waves like you just did, you have more amount of time to leave the lane, right? Okay, we should stop out attacking this wave, right? It's pushing to you, so just let it push to you now. It will push to you, and imagine you're the Saya and the Lucian stops hitting the wave. Look at the wave. See how big it is?
Like, after she let me push the wave, what should I do? Like, she's gonna recall and come back with 4 HP. Should I match her recall?
If you push this wave, yeah, you recall. Hitting waves at level 2, level 3 is super bad. That's what I'm trying to say, like, that's a small lead. You could get a much bigger lead if you just stop hitting the wave. And then you can recall on the freeze, right? So what you can do is like, just let this wave come to you. And she can never walk up, she has no barrier, Leona no summoners. And now when the wave is coming to you, she has to either recall or try to crush it and die. Either way, she's doomed, because if she recalls, you also recall and she misses the 2 full waves. And then you come back into a lane and you keep the freeze here and Hecarim can gank. Whereas if you push and crush under tower, she loses 1 wave only, maybe. And I don't even know because you wouldn't push that fast time anyway. So see, now you didn't get the crash. See how bad that is? If you had let that wave push to you, then the Maokai wouldn't even be able to come bottle to do anything. In fact, the Maokai maybe comes to like break the breeze and then he dies to you and Hecarim. But that's so bad for no reason. You're not thinking ahead enough, right? Like, Leia's not gonna go anywhere. She's staying. So like, why can't you wait until the wave crashes under tower and then Hecarim dives? Look at where he is. Wave crashes, Hecarim does this, it's GG, no? Obviously, you're still here even though you know that was bad. So the issue is that maybe you're not seeing the Hecarim dive. in the future, or do you think
Yeah,
you
I
saw it?
didn't.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? This is really shitty because you gave first of all Yuna can freeze now, which is insane considering how bad they were doing, and also you gave Saya like a free recall. She was like absolutely doomed. That play was the only way that Saya could like come back into it. You know what I mean? Each one has pros and cons, and we're looking at it from the point of view of like you are blue side, okay? So you have been all lane in C. That's bad because Brom can't play the game first of all. You can only try to hit some random Qs. Second of all, you're a 500 range champion. The only champions that can play here would be like
Caitlyn.
Ezreal, Caitlyn, Karma, Syra, Lux, Seraph. But even then, they wouldn't like to play here. They would like to play like more like under tower, getting blades and poking under tower. Like C is a place where you play if you're like transitioning into something. For example, building a double stack wave into a tower dive. But you're like perma playing here. It's like either push so much that you reach the tower, or let it push and let it come back to you. You gotta decide one or the other. Ooh, that's bad positioning. If Saya was a human, you get better here. Look at where you stand. I don't know why she didn't press E. You got rooted here.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
It's like despite how much lead you have had in so many places in the lane, you're not doing anything with it. And you're letting Saya play so free.
I wanna ask about the minion timers.
Right, so minions come out of the Nexus every 30 seconds. Like, well, waves come every 30 seconds. And
Yeah.
every 3 waves is a cannon, right? So every 90 seconds, it will be the cannon wave. So all you gotta know is the first cannon wave, and then you can just know all the cannon waves, right? So knowing the time it leaves the Nexus is completely useless. What you care about is the time it reaches the lane, right? So the first cannon wave reaches the lane at 2:30-ish. So from there, you know, like, plus 90 seconds. When is the second one?
It's like 4 minutes.
Yeah, then?
And 5:30.
Okay, and then this
Then
one was gonna be...
7 minutes.
Right. Did you understand why you didn't stomp? All the things you did with the wave?
Yeah, now like these things I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what I'm doing wrong.
It's like 3 or 4, I think 3 big, huge wave mistakes. All of them, younger me would have called you impatient, but...
Yeah, I am impatient.
So let's make a timeline here. So let's say that it's minute 4. And this is now. And let's say that there's a possible play here. Like a possible angle. I mean, like, I don't know, 4:30. And you pull the trigger now, and you die, or it's a bad play, or whatever. You would say, oh, you're impatient. But what I think is that, I don't know if it's impatience. What I think is that your mind, your game sense only can go like this far, or whatever. So in your game sense, you saw no other possible play than going in now, because this is like out of your game sense, out of your reach. You're not thinking that far ahead. Why are you hitting Leona? She's tanky. To her build.
Should I have walked out here? Or should I go back to the turret?
No, you should go back to the turret and hit the Saya. I think it's good by you to go side lane, because you're like behind. Usually I say you wanna stay. You asked me about rotations, right? The farther
Yeah.
ahead you are, the earlier you wanna like rotate and join the team and team fight with ADC. If you're behind, you wanna stay in the side and get XP and gold solo for longer.
I do that. I stayed bot because like there is no play I can do mid. I could just protect bot turret.
Wait, why did you leave?
Because in my mind I would still die mid, so I decided to just go bot.
I would for sure push this wave mid. I wouldn't be here. I would first push the wave, force an enemy to answer, because you're... Think of it this way, okay? Any enemy player that you tracked is worth more than you. For example, if Echo answers the mid, that's worth more than you. And who else can answer Fiora, I guess? If Fiora answers the wave mid, that's also worth more. And of course jungle as well, because he wouldn't be contesting. So the best possible play here is pushing mid. Now what if nobody answers you while you at the tower? So either way, you always go for mid here.
I know it's the right play to like push mid and bring someone to match me, but because we're like low elo, they're not gonna match and they will go and kill everyone too.
I think even Silver would match that. It's just that the drone is almost already done, right? And the thing about pushing mid is that it's super close to the action. It's not like I'm saying go top and split.